When Ben Isaacs, of the famous Isaacs family, met Mindy, he saw someone kind, sweet, and full of life. But what he didn't see was the war she was fighting inside. A war with alcohol. A war with herself. Mindy's journey with alcohol wasn't about partying or fun. It was pain. She described it this way. I couldn't imagine my life with alcohol. I couldn't imagine my life without it. That's the trap of addiction. It lies to you. It comforts and destroys all at once. Her drinking became constant, quiet, dangerous. She began to drink just to get through the day, and it slowly consumed everything. Her first marriage. Before meeting Ben, Mindy was in a previous marriage. And even then, the alcoholism was there. It created tension, emotional distance, and confusion. She said she was always trying to fix herself, but nothing seemed to work. She kept asking herself, why am I like this? She felt stuck, like her life was crumbling, but no one could see it. Searching for God. In her lowest moments, Mindy began desperately searching for something, anything to fill the emptiness. She looked for God, but it felt like he was far away. She remembers saying, I didn't know what God looked like. I didn't know how to find him, but I kept looking.
In my story, I was born an alcoholic. I believe that some people are born an alcoholic. Other people can maybe drink themselves across the line. From the time I first had a drink, I did not have an off button. I drank until I puked. That's just how it's been for me. But what actually got me into the full-blown, where I crossed that line, I didn't know how to handle life. I didn't know how to live, really. I didn't have any tools to process emotions. I won't even say grief or pain. I mean, I couldn't process joy. I didn't know how to do it. So I drank. I drank to cover up emotions. What got me into the throes of addiction, I won't say it was John's death. It wasn't just that. It was really trying to cover up so much anxiety. I just didn't know how to deal with life. I didn't know how to live with all those emotions. And I found that when I drank, I didn't care how I dealt with them. I was numb. I was numb.
So you found yourself going into this world of addiction. Alcohol became your friend, and you were a mother of 2 kids.
Yeah.
And did you function normally during, and so were you trying to hide your addiction, or?
Yes.
And did you do that well?
For a while, I think I did. After I met Ben, when I met Ben, I drank, and I didn't try to hide that from him, but I wasn't drinking as much. I mean, I didn't drink that much, in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he and I got together, there would be alcohol in the house. We would drink together. I wasn't just by myself. He would go on the road. I would drink everything in the house. But remember where it was when he left? Buy all new alcohol and drink it down to the point of the bottles when he left. It was insane.
Wow.
As far as still being mom to the kids, I did function for a long time until I quit a job, and then I just had no reason. Then I couldn't function anymore. I just drank all the time. It was bad. And there was a lot of stuff going on. It wasn't just, once you get in that addiction cycle, there's so many things that go on.
You're on a hamster, You're just on a hamster wheel. You keep going round and round. You can't get off.
You can't. Yeah, I couldn't imagine my life with alcohol. I couldn't imagine it without it. Ugh. Awful stuff.
Even while drinking, even while hurting, she was reaching for hope. Meeting Ben Isaacs. Then came Ben, a man of faith, a man raised in a family built on music and ministry. At first, he had no idea what was really going on. To him, she just had a drink here and there. Nothing alarming. But soon, The truth became impossible to hide. Ben was heartbroken. He felt helpless, watching someone he loved be swallowed by addiction. He questioned everything. Am I doing enough? Do I stay? Do I go? He admits, I didn't sign up for this, but I couldn't leave her like that. He prayed. He cried. He held on. And in that love, something began to change.
I didn't realize it was a problem as much because she did a really, really, really great job of hiding it until she said, I need help. We immediately found resources to work on that. And I personally thought, so she went into a
rehab facility.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, thank you, God. That's over. It's done. You know, oh my gosh, things are going to be. And I mean, I had peace knowing that things were going to change. You know, I had, she talked to you a little bit, like we would go out and we would have a beer or two or some wine or whatever. I didn't realize, and I'm still, every time she tells her story, I learn more and more about where she was. I didn't realize that she was drinking all and then restocking to that level. But okay, so basically once she went into rehab, I thought, okay, our lives are changing. Everything's going to be great now, you know. Fast forward 30 days or so, and that's really when the battle started for me. That's when the challenging, because all of a sudden we have depleted our finances to get into a facility. And the battle is equally as strong now for her, or even stronger. And to me, that's when my biggest challenge started, was trying to find the way to, I loved her and I wanted her in my life more than anything, but trying to find a way to protect myself from the not feeling loved or not feeling needed, or not even feeling, I know that's not healthy, but it's a husband-wife thing, you know, when
Absolutely.
But, you know, I mean, for me, it was trying to find my place in it, but also trying to find my God in it to give me peace when I knew that she was at her lowest. I told her many times, I just wish that I felt like I was strong enough that if I could jump into her body and fight this for her, I would. But I knew I couldn't. I mean, that's stupid to even say, but I was just trying to give her hope. And finally, her counseling, even professional counseling, they said, you've got to make your boundaries. And this is the part that I'm not proud of, but I also realized that it's part of who I had to learn to be. I had to find my spots. As they say, you know, you have to make your boundaries. So I would go home and I was like, Mindy, if you're going to drink, I can't be here. I mean, and that would start, you know, usually when I was home, it wasn't bad. It was, she would not drink, right? Most of the time, I'm thinking. But when I would leave on the road, usually it would start up. And I would come home and I would be like, I love you, but I just can't watch it. So I would leave.
I would take the kids and leave.
The kids chose to come with me.
Mindy finally hit a wall, a moment of surrender. She was tired of lying, hiding, hurting. She sought help. She chose rehab. And slowly, very slowly, she began to heal. It wasn't easy. There were dark days. But every step was a move toward redemption. Through faith, therapy, and Ben's unshakable support, Mindy's life began to transform. She began to see herself not as broken, but as becoming. She said, I learned I could live without alcohol, and I could live with peace. And Ben, he stayed. He walked the whole journey beside her. They now speak openly about what they went through, not with shame, but with purpose, to help others, to say, you're not alone. Their story reminds us of something powerful. Where love is, miracles can happen, because sometimes love is the miracle. Maybe you're in a similar place, or maybe you love someone who's hurting and you don't know what to do. Here's the truth. There is hope. Addiction doesn't have to win. Healing is possible. Redemption is real. And love, real love, can make all the difference. No matter how deep the struggle, no matter how long the battle has been, there is always hope. Mindy's story shows us that even in the darkest moments, healing is possible. And Ben's love reminds us that standing by someone, even when it's hard, can be the very thing that saves them. If you're walking through a storm today, whether it's addiction, heartbreak, or just feeling lost, please don't give up. You're not alone. There is grace for your journey. There is strength for your next step. And remember this, where love is, miracles really can happen. If this story inspired you or gave you hope today, don't keep it to yourself. Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more real-life stories of faith, healing, and redemption. And remember, no matter what you're facing, you're not alone. There is always hope. And where love is, miracles truly can happen.